When people hear that I've been living well with my MS for over 2 decades, a lot of times they ask me, what diet do you use? And I say, I eat a predominantly whole food plant-based diet. And then they say, yeah, but what do you eat? So in today's video, I'm going to take you through what I eat in a day, but it's a lot more than just what I eat. MS is a multifactorial disease. There are a lot of factors that go into developing MS, and living well with MS needs to be multifactorial too. There are many things that we can do to help support our body to live well with it and help manage our symptoms. And some of the things that I do are diet, exercise, sleep, kindness in the forms of compassion and mindfulness, and also support. So I'm going to touch on those today too. So I filmed myself throughout an entire day recently, and we're going to go through the clips today, and I'm going to talk about how I live well with my MS and what I eat in a day. I start each day with about 12 ounces of water. We've been fasting all night long, and this helps to rehydrate us and also helps to get our bladders and bowels going. And then I have 2 mugs of half caffeine coffee. I use maple syrup as my sweetener. I try to stay away from a lot of sweeteners and sugars, but maple syrup is a little higher on the glycemic index than granulated sugar, and it does have some trace minerals. So I use just a little bit of maple syrup in my coffee every day. On this day for breakfast, I had an oat berry snack muffin that my husband makes along with some walnuts. The oats and the berries and the walnuts all have great amounts of fiber, and the berries have a lot of polyphenols, which can help to lower inflammation. The walnuts are full of omega-3 fatty acids, which are really great for brain health. Next, I sit down with my coffee and my iPad. I check my social media accounts, I check my email and respond to emails, and I also play some brain games. This helps to keep me sharp and helps with the cog fog. After coffee and breakfast, I usually do a 20-minute guided meditation. I am often joined by Vickie the Blue Healer. He is part of my support network. I recommend everybody who has an MS diagnosis have some kind of a furry companion. They bring so much joy and love into our lives. You'll see that I'm laying on the floor to do my meditation. This is called the astronaut pose, and I really like this. It's a little kindness to my lower back. I do my exercise in the morning as well. I typically take a walk outside, but on this day it was raining, so I jumped on the treadmill and grabbed my iPad and I watched some videos on YouTube. In addition to my walking, I always do some other kind of exercise as well, probably 3 to 5 times a week. On this day, I did weights, but I do Zumba, I do Pilates, I do yoga. I try to mix it up to keep my body as strong and flexible as possible. Les Mills is one of the apps that I use for exercise, and I really enjoy it because they have a ton of different workouts, and I'll put a link below if you would like to check it out. After exercising, I usually sit down at my desk and get some work done. I have my YouTube channel. I also have a virtual assistant business where I work for clients remotely, and I spend a lot of time in front of the computer, but I make sure that I get up many times during the day, stretch my legs, take a little walk around the house, and I also throw the frisbee for Vickie the Blue Healer multiple times per day. Which reminds me, it's important for us to get natural daylight in our eyes every day. Even on cloudy and rainy days, getting natural light into our eyes helps set our circadian rhythm. Many times for lunch, I'll have leftovers from the night before, but I often love to have a large salad. One of the things that I do is I cut a lot of vegetables once or twice a week, put them in a big bowl, and have them ready in the refrigerator. This really cuts down on prep time a lot. I know sometimes chopping can be really hard for some people with MS, so I also use this chopper sometimes. It is a great tool. It makes preparing vegetables a breeze. Having a large diversity of fiber in our diet is really important when we live with MS. There's a lot of research coming out right now showing that gut health is tied to MS. So having a large diversity of fiber from a lot of different plants will help our guts to be as healthy as possible. I aim for 30 different kinds of plants a week. This salad is packed with so many different kinds of fiber. I have mixed greens, carrots, celery, bell peppers, tomatoes, sweet onions, chickpeas, sprouts, hummus, and hemp hearts. Chickpeas and hummus are a great source of protein. Hemp hearts add a little bit more protein, and they're also a good source of omega-3 fatty acids for our brains. My mid-afternoon snack this day was dates with a little bit of almond butter. I do have a little bit of a sweet tooth sometimes, and this really satisfies that craving. It kind of reminds me of a Reese's peanut butter cup. It's got that sweetness and it's chewy, and the nut butter is really lovely. For dinner, I made a savory vegan chili that also has a lot of different fibers in it. The ingredients are garlic, onion, bell pepper, veggie broth, 2 kinds of beans, diced tomatoes. Oh, and I served it over quinoa and bulgur wheat. The spices were smoked paprika, ancho chili powder, cumin, garlic granules, oregano, and chili powder. I dry saute my vegetables. I don't use a lot of added oil in my diet. You can put the vegetables right in the pan and they start to sweat out and they start to caramelize. If they stick, you can add a little bit of water, and then I add my spices. The spices I use are 3 tablespoons of chili powder, 2 teaspoons of cumin, 1 teaspoon of paprika, 1 teaspoon of oregano, 1 teaspoon of garlic granules, and 1 teaspoon of ancho chili peppers. I served it over quinoa this night, and quinoa is a really neat seed. It is high in protein and it's got a slightly nutty flavor. So there's lots of protein in this dinner. There's protein in the bulgur wheat, there's protein in the beans, and there's protein in the quinoa. So it makes it a nice high fiber and high protein meal. And I topped it off with a little bit of nutritional yeast, which gives it a nice cheesy flavor. And later in the evening, I had a snack of air-popped popcorn with just a little bit of olive oil on it and some salt. All right, let's take a look at the nutrition for the day. I put everything that I ate into MyFitnessPal, but you can use your favorite food tracking tool if you want. Another one that I use frequently is Chronometer, and I'll put links to both of those below. 2 of the big important ones that I watch are protein and fiber. And you can see I got 60 grams of protein, and what's recommended for someone my height, my age, and my weight is 42 to 146 grams according to the CDC. So I'm right there in the middle, so that's good. And I got 49 grams of fiber. It's recommended that we get 25 to 38 grams of fiber per day. About 95% of Americans are fiber deficient, so I am well above fiber recommendations. Thanks so much for joining me today on my full day of eating. Let me know what you thought. Put it in the comments below. Do you have challenges with healthy eating? Put those in the comments too. I might do another video talking about how to overcome challenges with healthy eating. Don't forget to get your free handout using the link in the comments and in the description below. To see more on healthy eating, watch these videos next. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share the videos. And until next time, be well.